Hello everyone and Happy New Year. This is the first video not only in 2022, but this is the first video that I filmed, I think, for about 4 months, something like that. Back end of 2021, work got really busy and I just wasn't able to, I was still cooking as much, but I just wasn't able to put the time into creating videos and editing. It does take a considerable amount of time. So I do apologise. 2022, I really want to push this channel and get as many recipes out there as possible and hopefully make this into something that not only I enjoy doing but people enjoy soaking up and learning from. So yeah, I do really enjoy doing it and I want to carry on that way. So today I am going to be cooking a chilli. I thought it was the perfect time. It's still freezing cold outside. We're still in the middle of winter. It's still January. And we're all looking for those meals that can feed the family and they're really hearty and tasty and just, you know, something that puts a smile on people's faces, makes them feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And chilli is one of those for me and my family. So this is a slightly different chilli. This is not out of a jar. This is going to be made from scratch. We're going to use different kinds of chilies, different kind of chili powders, and you can actually chop and change this recipe to suit your taste. So chilies and bologneses and things like that, anything where you're just adding certain ingredients to make that recipe, the different amounts that you put in is to your own taste. Don't always think that you've got to stick to whatever the recipe book or the cookbook or a chef on TV says, or I say. Chop and change, switch things out and try it for yourself and cook the food that you and your family want to eat. These are just guidelines and we'll show you some different techniques on how to get the consistency of the chili and things like that. This chili is not going to have red kidney beans in it like we're used to seeing here in this country. There are no kidney beans in sight. I know that puts a lot of kids off, my kids especially. So I've made this chili without kidney beans. And it is, I love this chili. It's probably one of the best chilies that I've ever tasted. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet. This is from a recipe that I've seen Steve Cossato make on his videos. And I kind of took it and changed it a little bit. His is a lot hotter than mine is, but it incorporates beer and it incorporates chocolate. Don't worry about the beer, we cook out all the alcohol, but it just adds a really nice depth of flavour to the chili, and it'll just be slightly different to any chili that you've ever tasted. And I think once you make this chili, you won't go back to any other chili. It is really nice, and you can batch cook it. I'm going to be batch cooking today. I'm going to be making a big pot of it. There'll be enough for dinner tonight, and there'll be enough for dinner another night in the week. And also, if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I've got a little bonus recipe where you can make another kind of snack stroke meal using the chili that we made today. So do stick around to the end of the video and make sure you get involved in the comments. So what do we need? Chili peppers. So I'm going for normal orange and yellow bell peppers. We have these sweet peppers, which most supermarkets do now, these sweet red peppers. I've got slightly hotter green pepper, and then I've got some finger chilies just to add that little bit of heat. Again, you can swap these out for whatever you like. We are also going to be adding some chili powders because it is a chili after all, and we want it to have a little bit of heat to it. This in itself, when mixed in with everything else, would be very mild. If you want like it hotter, you can add more of the finger chilies. These are more for flavour and sweetness, and this is kind of more of an earthy taste to the chili. So those are our peppers. Beer and chocolate. So what would be really nice with this chili is a nice IPA. A bottle of IPA would be really nice. I'm using Moretti because I have limitless amounts of it because this is my favourite beer, which I drink. Anyone who knows me knows that. So I always have it around. I added this to this chili one time and I forgot to buy the IPA that I wanted to use, and I actually preferred it. So it's entirely up to you. Try different things, see what you like. You want a rich dark chocolate. This is 80% dark chocolate, so you want a high percentage. We're not going to use a lot of it, probably half of that bar in the chili, but again it just adds like a really nice flavour to the chili. So this is all the ingredients that we need for the recipe. There is going to be a full list of ingredients in the description below, so check that out there. I'm not going to bore you by going through everything, but we're going to get stuck straight in. Again, remember, most of the things that are in this recipe, you can swap out the peppers, you can change for whatever pepper you want. I'm using steak beef mince, which you can use anything you want. You could actually make this with turkey mince if you want a little bit of a healthier option. Yeah, you do you. This is kind of just a bit of a blueprint. You can change it to what you want. let's get stuck in. Okay, so we're going to start prepping the veg. I'm going to start my carrot, peppers, everything like that, onion, get all those diced up. We want a rough dice. They're going to go in the blender. We're going to blend all the vegetables and the peppers up. We want them to be a similar consistency to the mince. So when it's all cooking evenly. You don't get chunks of anything in your chili. We want it a nice, smooth chili. Okay, so all my veg is chopped, got it all in one pot. Basically all I'm going to do is add it to a blender. I'm going to blitz it, I'm going to pulse it. I'm not just going to whack it up, I'm going to pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. I don't want it to turn to a pulp. I want it to be a fine blend. I want it to be similar to the mincemeat. So we'll crack on with that. And this is the consistency that we're looking for. Beautiful. So now we're going to do our dry spice mix, which we're going to add during the cooking time. And this is really entirely up to you. If you want to follow my exact recipe, check out the description below. That'll have all the amounts of the different chilies we get, but I'll just show you what we've got. Okay, as a base for the spice mix, we're going to add some ground cumin, onion salt, ground cloves, garlic, salt, paprika, and ground coriander. And then into that, I'm just going to be adding a multitude of different kinds of chilies, sweet chilies, hot chilies, mild chilies, chilies that add a little bit of depth. So we've got hot chili powder, chipotle chili powder, cayenne chili powder, careful with that one, ancho chili flakes, arbor chili flakes. Again, they're a difference of sweet and kind of fiery hot. And then I'm going to add some sumac, which is a really nice ingredient, which I only discovered when I started making this chili, but it's really nice, got a really nice depth to the colour. It's just really, really nice. The colour's great. Love this stuff. I'm going to give that a mix. There's actually, looks like there's quite a lot, so what I would suggest doing is adding maybe half or a third of it, having a taste test, see if it's up the heat that you like. If you want it hotter, add more. If you want it more richer, add more. And then what you've got left, you can bag it up and save it for the next time you make this chili, which I'm sure you will. So with the spice mix done, basically we're going to cook off the vegetables, get all the moisture out of the veg. Add the meat, get all the moisture out of the meat, add the spice mix, cook that off. We're going to go in with some chocolate and some brown sugar. Remember, all the ingredients are below, so check that out. So that's the dry mix done. Basically what we're going to do, there's some of the garnishes we are going to use pickled jalapenos, which are really, really nice on anything. A little bit of guacamole, some sour cream, some hot sauce of choice, coriander to garnish, and we're going to make some kind of like crispy breads using these tortillas or any kind of wrap that you like. We're going to cut these into slices, deep fry them, they're going to be amazing. Okay, prep done, let's get to cooking this thing. Okay, so the chili's been bubbling away for a couple of hours. We've got our tortilla chips ready. We're going to sprinkle these with a little bit of salt. Give them a shake. Rice is on. We're almost ready to plate up. So there we have it, folks. My sweet chocolate chili with tortilla crisps. And it is, honestly, the best chili you'll taste. You get the sweetness straight away. You can taste the chocolate. It's really, really nice. And then just slightly after, you get that little bit of heat just at the back of your throat. It's just nice. So it's not too hot. It's bang on. Obviously, this is going to be for personal preference. So if you don't like the heat, just take out some of the chili. The dry mix mainly is what adds the heat. The peppers, the chili peppers, they add a little bit of flavour. So just cut back on the dry mix a little bit. Trial and error, try it out, it's amazing. And these you are gonna love, they're amazing. So good. Okay, so I promised you a extra recipe using the chili that we just made, which is amazing. And it is a chili nacho grilled cheese. This sandwich you could have for your dinner. It doesn't have to be like a lunch. It's really filling. We're going to do this on sourdough. You can do it on your favorite kind of bread. Anything that's not going to fall apart as soon as it starts to get a little bit of moisture to it is going to do you really good. So I'm using sourdough today. It's a white sourdough. I've got some mayonnaise. I've got my chili, obviously. I've got 3 different cheeses. Again, you can put whichever cheese that you want in. A cheese that melts well, ideally, is what you want. So I've got some Gouda. I've got some medium coloured cheddar, and I've got some Parmigiano just for the flavour. Also, totally optional. Again, you can mix and match what you want. I'm going to be putting some coriander in mine. A lot of people don't like coriander. I think you should give it a go. Use it minimal, and you'll quite like the flavour that it adds to your dishes. So the first thing that we're going to do is grate our cheese. The Parmigiano is the pre-grated stuff. I know, don't kill me. It was just easier to have in the fridge, and I had some left over. If I'll use it for this, get it out of the way. Okay, so we've got our cheese mix. I'm a messy grater. Give that a mix up. Okay, so let's start building the sandwich. What I would suggest, if you're using bread that is this shape, is to have the 2 flat edges together, because when we put it together, we need to flip it quick and get it over, and that's how you want it to sit. So, first thing is cheese. You want to get it right to the edges. Don't overload it, but put enough cheese on, bearing in mind that you are going to lose some cheese as you first put it together and as you flip it. But that's fine, because as it comes off in the pan, basically what you get is them crusty bits of cheese stuck to your sandwich. Next, we get some of our chili. The chili is still hot, which is going to help the cheese melt properly. So if you're using this out of a fridge, it is a good recommendation to warm it up. Otherwise, with having cold chili on your cheese will take longer to melt, and you might end up burning your sandwich as you're trying to get the cheese to melt. Now you don't want to go crazy, it's just like a nice layer. It smells so good. Then we're just gonna go on with some jalapenos, some of our tortilla nachos, and then just some torn up coriander. As much or as little as you like, or none at all, it's entirely up to you. So this is the hard bit. This is the bit that's going to take some skill. You've got to be quick. You want to get underneath, like so, and then together, boom. Perfect. We're just going to take this over to a hot pan and get going from there. Leftover cheese. So this is what a grilled cheese is all about, and this is spectacular. Layers are perfect, as you can see. You've got a nice crunch to the bread, and you hit the nice melted cheese, and the kind of heat coming from the chili as well. Oh, it's amazing. That is something else. Really happy with that. The chili on its own is fantastic with rice. As a grilled cheese, it's even better if that is at all possible. Please do try this recipe out. Let me know what you think. Again, play around with the ingredients. If you are cooking for a family that's got a lot of young kids, you probably want it a little bit milder and sweeter. This is great for any day of the week. This is a fancy dinner. This is an everyday dinner. This is whatever you want it to be. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do check all the links below. Check out our Instagram. Do have a Facebook group where everyone gets together and we all chat and share recipes and things like that, which is a lot of fun. I'll be doing some recipes coming up in the near future that are kind of not diet recipes, but like dinners below 600 calories, because I'm kind of watching the calories this year. I need to shift a little bit of timber. So some of that kind of stuff we'll be doing, but I'll still be doing all the other really nice, luxurious recipes as per usual. So again, thank you for joining, and I will see you in the comments or on the Facebook group. Take care.